Hey guys, Kurt from Time Machine Transport. Just shutting everything off. I'm going to do the my video on cheap weapons you can have for if you don't like guns, or you're not proficient with guns, or whatever the case is. So I always have a hard time with this, but I gotta shut my power inverter off inside. Anyways, if you don't like guns, I get it. I'm a big gun guy. Love guns. Did I close that window? Oh yeah, I did. Anyways, I have all the stuff in the shop here. It's freaking raining over here and by the shop. All right. So, first things first. Myself, I'm unprepared. I got to get out of here, but I told you guys I would do a video on weapons, cheap weapons that you could have. And I haven't tried some of these, but first and foremost, be safe. If you're going to do stuff like this, I'm messing with gasoline, blowtorch. First and foremost, I love my guns. This is my preferred weapon of choice: handgun, shotgun, AR. But if you don't like guns, you're not proficient with them, you just don't like them, or you just can't afford one, I totally understand. So, first, I mean, everybody knows about knives, right? So you can have various knives, K-bars, you can have a hatchet. Actually, this is made by Gerber. It's actually a nice little hatchet. But the thing I really like about this is it's got a blade in the handle. I got my wife one, and I have a couple of them. But these are really nice, and that blade is really sharp. You could have bear mace. I'm not going to operate it, obviously. It's kind of windy, and I don't know. But this is probably one of your best defense weapons. If you have goggles on, and like maybe say a respirator or a mask, you don't want this stuff blowing in your face, because you're going to be down with the person that's trying to come at you and you're trying to defend yourself with. But anyways, bear mace shoots a very long ways, and this stuff really isn't too crazy expensive. I think $15 or $20. I don't even think I'd have to ask Sarah. She ordered them. But we have a bunch of these cans. But this basically, man, you could hit somebody from a ways with bear mace. So that's pretty decent. Another one, a red ball. You always want to have a red ball, because when you're lonely, you want to play the. No, I'm just kidding. That's just sitting there. Anyways, a wrist rocket. If you want a weapon that will literally, I mean, a wrist rocket is very affordable. I think I paid $35 for this. This is a badass weapon, and I'm not kidding you. You could take one of these ball bearings, a rock. I mean, there's a bunch of rocks out there, right? You could really hurt somebody, and if you hit them in the face or hit them in the eye, they will not be coming back. They will not be coming back. And obviously, if they have a gun, you're in trouble. But if you're trying, like I said, this is all if you don't have guns, okay? Have a wrist rocket. Even if you do have guns, that's why we have them. Wrist rockets are awesome, man. You can kill small prey with them. If you were, say, for instance, you were in a defensive position, and I'm former military. I did my time in an elite combat unit, so I'm just giving ideas here. Say, for instance, you were hunkered down and somebody was coming up on your position. You could take one of them ball bearings and fire it to a different direction and break a window or something and divert their attention. So, wrist rocket, have one. They're awesome. Bear mace, have one. You want to talk about and this is a cheap chainsaw, and that's the reason why I got it out. We have it in our bug out trailer with a bunch of other stuff, but this I bought from a rummage sale for like $20, $25, and it ran. Put a new chain on it. I showed my wife how to operate a chainsaw. She's a little beast. Sarah, I love you, Sarah. Anyways, I taught her how to drive a forklift at the shop, how to operate. She's a little killer, man. She's a little killer. She can literally shoot an AR, iron sights, 200 yards, and all body shots when I taught her how to shoot. So she is, and she never fired a weapon before us getting together. So I kind of know what I'm talking about a little bit. But anyways, have a chainsaw would be such an intimidating weapon. Obviously, you have to get up close to somebody to use it. However, say, for instance, you got this in your living room, or in your house, okay? And you hear somebody trying to get in your house, and you don't have a gun, okay? You start this up on the other side of that door. Oh, have you not seen the Chainsaw Massacre? That's an intimidating-ass weapon right there. That is an intimidating-ass weapon. You can get these very cheap eBay, rummage sale, Craigslist, a pawn shop. You can get them. And this is obviously a real cheap one, but it'll do the job for what we need to use it for. We got axes and shit like that. But the thing is a chainsaw would be, oh my God. I think I'd rather be shot or stabbed than hit with a chainsaw. Like I said, and they come out. You can get a 36-inch blade or chain on these things and bar. This is called the bar. Then you have your chain. But anyways, you can add that up to 36 inches. I think they might even go 4 feet. I don't know how long they go. I'm not a lumberjack and I'm not an arborist, but a chainsaw would be a hell of a weapon. If you start this up on the other side of the door, I don't think they're going to come in. Okay? So let's talk some deterrence. Okay, say for instance, and then we'll get back to the weapons. And I got to get going. My wife's going to be, I got the best wife in the world, I swear. She's a sweetheart. She doesn't give me any static. And I work hard, she works hard. But I got to get going. I got to go home. I got to leave tomorrow. But I told you guys I would do a video. All right, say for instance, real quick. Say for instance I'm a predator, right? And I'm walking up, and we'll just say that this is your house window, right? Okay? And I go to come in here, and obviously your house windows won't be tinted. However, if you put a sign right here on the inside facing out that said, "I see you, you're dead." And if you put that on your windows around your house or your front door, as soon as a predator comes up to your window or your door, and they, because, we have cameras at the shop. Our camera's up there somewhere, over there. And then we got one in the shop and stuff. So people don't know what kind of surveillance you have, okay? So if I'm a predator and I'm walking up and I see a sign in your window or at your door, and it says, "I see you, you're dead," that would make a person think twice, because and you could buy a cheap camera system from wherever and just mount it. It doesn't have to necessarily be working, but if you have a camera up in your soffit of your house or whatever, they don't know if that thing's working. But that is a great deterrent. If you had a sign there, I know I would be like, "Oh shit, are they watching me right now? Will they kill me? Am I already dead?" So that's also a good way to do it, okay? I'm also going to try something here I've never done before, but I'm stupid like that. So the reason why I showed your knives, so we've got the chainsaw. Dirtying up my damn toolbox. Sarah's going to kill me. She just cleaned all this. Wrist rocket. Bear mace. You could even have a powerful fire extinguisher. You know those ones with the big nozzles? I remember one time, real quick story, I know, I'm sorry. I had a Dodge Dually, and I was sleeping in the back of it, and I had a fire extinguisher. I made a bunk back there. It was a quad cab Dually Dodge. And I had one of these hanging on the wall in the mount. And somehow, someway in the middle of the night, I kicked it off of the thing. And I didn't have the safety in. And somehow, someway, my foot hit this. Man, I thought it was the apocalypse, man. This shit sprayed everywhere. You could take a fire extinguisher and aim it. That would be a great smoke screen to get out of Dodge. You could literally, if somebody was coming in your house, you could spray this, have a mask on, have some goggles on. Somebody breaks into your house, you hit this and empty this small thing. I mean, these are cheap, 25, 30. I mean, I don't know what your budget is. I'm not saying, I mean, we don't have money, but I don't consider anything under $100 a lot of money. You hit one of these, you are, and I'm not going to demonstrate. Obviously, I don't want to waste a whole entire fire extinguisher. But if you had a couple of these, and everybody should have one of these in your kitchen anyways and in your basement. And that's why we prepared, because people make fun of preppers and truthers and all this stuff. Oh, these are crazy people, people with tinfoil hats. But yet, a lot of homes I go into, especially when I was a general contractor, I always saw a fire extinguisher hanging in their kitchen or in their basement or in their garage. Why do you have a fire extinguisher? Are you a crazy person? You have a fire extinguisher in case you have a fire. So you're prepared, just like we're prepared, okay? So don't let people call us crazy people. But this right here is also a great weapon, believe it or not. And after you're done extinguishing it, you can whip this at them and you can use this as a club, all right? So now I got a broomstick up here, just a regular broomstick. I wouldn't necessarily use a hollow broomstick. I would use something like, a rake, something that's solid, okay? Something that's solid. I wouldn't use something that's hollow, but this is what I'm just going to show you for demonstration purposes. You could take this knife, right? And if you unscrewed the head there, excuse my shoes, I'm always dirty at the shop. But anyways, I am a very clean person, believe it or not. So if you were to take this knife, this K-bar, or even a butcher knife at your home, or this hatchet, and you were to take some duct tape and you were to secure this handle to this, this would give you about a 6-foot reaching distance, and you could literally throw this at somebody. Or these knives, we keep very sharp knives. That's one thing I always do. But these things are sharp. If I took this and there was a knife, if I had one of these weapons on here taped to this, and this was a solid handle, not a hollow one, but a solid one, and I came down at you, I would open you up. I would open you up. So this duct tape, a solid handle, and even this little boy here. I mean, you could spear somebody with that. You could spear somebody with that. If you had a big butcher knife at everybody has a cutlery set, right? So that's also a thing. Another thing, always have a really good flashlight. A really good flashlight is underestimated. I mean, it's really underappreciated. And these things really do work. I mean, and I'll show you, okay? See that? Now, and then you hit that on them, that totally confuses them. I mean, it's totally blind to me. Anyways, have yourself a really, really, really good flashlight. And I'm not trying to endorse anybody, but this one is one of those solar power ones. Actually, I'm very disappointed with this particular model. I leave it on my truck dash, and the solar, my wife's works good. We got my cousin, we got a couple other people, but these are really nice. It's got the seatbelt cut holder, or the seatbelt cutter. It's got the window breaker. It's got a compass on it, all kinds of stuff. But it's also got another side light here, and dimmer, and so on and so on. Okay, so, and it's got the little police lights on it. How cool is that, huh? So, anyways, have yourself a really, really, really good flashlight. And if you hit somebody in the face with this is really sharp, believe it or not. I mean, it's almost like a needle. It's very, very sharp. All right. Now, everybody's heard of a Molotov cocktail, right? Have some old jars. Gasoline is cheap right now. Fill up about yay far. Take yourself a rag. Dip it in the gasoline. This is completely soaked with gasoline right now. You put a little bit, and you can fill it up. You could fill it up halfway. I light the end of this and I toss it at the ground. And don't do this in your house unless you have a shit ton of these. But if you're outside and you're carrying a couple of these bad boys and they're sealed correctly and you have the rag in there, this is a cheap weapon. Save your Snapple bottles. But we got a bunch of these, so that is something really nice to have. Now, and these are all very cheap. But like I said, that's my preference. Now, this is something that I have. When I was a general contractor, we used to use these for flat roofs, rubber roofs, and it's a torch. And you can find these at any Home Depot, Menards, Lowe's, in the roofing department. And it's got a long hose on it that just goes to a regular propane tank. And I'm going to show you something. Now, the biggest fear, if you could take a regular Dawn bottle, everybody has these in your kitchens, right? Once they're empty, save a couple of them. Fill them up with gasoline. You can close it. It won't leak. Keep a couple of those. Now, I have somebody coming in here, right? And I'm gonna show you after I start that bad boy up. You got somebody, and a lot of these are close proximity. I get it. That's why you want to have a gun. That's why you want to have a wrist rocket, something very powerful to reach out. All these are really close proximity. But if you don't have a weapon, if you don't have the money to get it, if you don't like guns, like I said, I've already said all that. But you have one of these, right? Somebody's coming in. You see how far that reached? And that's about 10 feet away. Now, if I go like this, don't try this at home, ladies and gentlemen. I've never done this before, so I'm actually kind of excited about it. But I don't know where the heck my lighter is. Now, obviously, you wouldn't want to do this until you had your thing fired up, right? You just turn it on. And that's why I got it well ventilated in here. I'm not trying to show off our beautiful truck. See that? Oops. Now, see this little hand? Oh, I'm trying to do all this one-handed. Sorry, I should have one of these I'm going to get a tripod. See that little handle? Everybody, shut this off. Now we shut off your tank. Anyways, if somebody is saturated with this gasoline, and that's wet right there. If somebody's saturated with this gasoline, let me tell you something. If you're an intruder or you're a predator, and you come walking into my house and this is the only thing I have, and I saturate you with this, I saturate you with that, and you start smelling gas on yourself, man, you're going to think twice. And then you pop out this bad boy. Like I said, if they have a gun, you're done. However, if you don't, if they don't, and you're saturated with gas, and they smell themselves saturated with gas, and you light that bad boy up, I don't think they're going to come at you. So, I hope this was helpful. Like I said, they're cheap. They're effective. They're definitely effective. But I'm just telling you, like I said, I told you I was going to go ahead and do a video, and I did. If you guys have any other ideas, you can leave them in the comments section. But these are all very affordable. Very affordable. So I hope it was helpful. I got to get this shop closed up, and I got to get home to my lovely wife. So once again, I hope it was helpful. I hope it was informative. Please like and subscribe to the channel. And I hope this finds you well, and everybody be safe. God bless. Ciao.